Hey, CPA. Welcome back to another episode of Klondike After Hours. We had a bit of a slow week here in the tail end of January. On the 26th, the two leaders of the Bastille Vanguard, Akraya and Meike, announced their retirement from leadership. They seem to have retired suddenly, leaving Vitorwin to lead solo. The two former leaders intend to shift their gaming horizons outside of the CPA community. We'll let you know where the army goes from here. As you all know, since we've been reporting on it, the army SWAT has been in turmoil. Kyle and Meguro were previously leading, but after experiencing lots of conflict, they both retired. The advisors also created a new rank called Supreme Commander, surpassing the previous commander rank. Holo 2 and Sub-Zero assumed the Supreme Commander role, though they seem to have had cold feet for a moment. It seems like SWAT's leaders are set for now after a very confusing situation. Moving on to our next important event of the week, the Spartans closed their doors to lead the way for a mercenaries revival. Since their reopening on January 14th, the army got up to relatively little, especially when compared to their previous two generations. This new mercenaries generation will be led by Callisto and Tribal, alongside Merc Legends, Bull Hour, and Midnight. The mercenaries seem hopeful that they will succeed, but as of yet, an official reopening event date is nowhere to be seen. Spartan's leader, Adon, has since stated that he is positive he will not be reviving Spartans. And last but not least, we have the top 10 for the week of January 23rd. The number 1 spot was maintained by the Doritos. We saw a rise of 1 place from Aliens, moving into 2nd, and the Army of Club Penguin move up 2 places into 3rd.
That was certainly a whirlwind of news. Thank you very much, Flypin, for recapping last week's events. Now let's move on to this week. This week, the People's Imperial Confederation kept up their aggressive streak by declaring war on the one and only SWAT. Pick just won a war against the Dark Pirates, which ended on January 27th. SWAT's leadership spoke out, saying that because they aren't fully established, they don't expect to fight. Pick leader Scars said that they anticipate they will be successful in their endeavour. Another army declaring war just after getting out of one is the Army of Club Penguin. They fought their brotherly love war against Top Force and quickly shifted their focus to the Templars. ACP leader Roxy said that she is waiting on a certain army to get land, and plans to train ACP through war battles in the meantime. TCP leader Echo is optimistic about the Knight's success in this war. While this may be surprising for the community, it seems like this will be a great face-off between two formidable opponents. In other news this week, we have a new leader helping the force. Dewix began his army journey in 2019. Not only has he been imperative to the Help Force staff team, he founded Bose DK Warriors, who were a great small-medium army during 2021 and 2022. After rejoining Help Force in summer 2021, he quickly rose to leader. His goals for his time in leadership includes helping the community, especially in their shenanigans. His advice to the community: always make good choices and don't be afraid of taking initiative. Truly wise words. Following their recent revival, the Smart Penguins have finally begun expanding their intelligence. They recently formed an alliance with the Templars. Leaders Echo and Flypin are both optimistic about where their plans will lead them. The armies hope to help each other and grow within the community. Next up, Doritos continued their revenge tour this week, declaring war on not 1, not 2, but 3 armies. First up was the People's Imperial Confederation, who recently had entered into an off-map war against SWAT amidst their leadership fiasco. The Confederates were reluctant to face the Chips, and not long after the war was declared, Pick surrendered. Next on the chopping block were the Smart Penguins. However, they too shortly accepted defeat, only an hour after the war was declared. Lastly is the Elite Guardians, who have remained steadfast against the threat of Doritos. They claim that DCP are simply claiming land from smaller armies who can't fight back. They have attempted to defend their land from the Doritos, however it is yet to be seen how successful this will be. Newly promoted Doritos leader Kira believes war is the best way to expand DCP's dominance, as well as highlighting the fun that this will bring to DCP troops. In early January, the CPA community welcomed the Scarlet Republic. After announcing their participation in the upcoming Candy Crusher event, SR also unveiled their alliance with the Special Weapons and Tactics. Unfortunately, this alliance was very short-lived, ending a mere 6 hours after it began. Following this dissolution of the alliance, the Republicans reached out to Yellow Tipper of the Dark Powers to pursue an alliance there. Yellow gladly accepted, and the future seems bright for these two armies. Very little is known as to why the First Alliance broke down, but we know that DPC and SR are prepared to assist each other greatly, especially in the Pirates' new announced war against Weekends. Lastly, let's move over to the top 10 armies of the week. We had some interesting changes, however, Doritos held their spot at number 1 after their 15th anniversary event, which maxed 102. ACP rose 1 place to number 2, and we had a large jump this week from the Templars, who rose 4 places up to the 3rd spot amidst their war against the Clovers. That's all for this week, folks. Kiltannen signing out.